Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everyone. My name is Nurul Hamimi Abdul Rahman from University Technology Mara, UiTM Malaysia. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity for me to share my research with everyone. The title of my presentation today will be Adapting to Digital Culture, a case study of the Malaysian music industry practices. This will be the outline of the presentation for today. Beginning with record sales started in 1978 and the Walkman coming into the market in 1979, then the cassette sales overtook the records in 1984 until the introductions of the compact disc into a market and crossover cassettes in the early 1990s and MP3s in the middle of 1990s before exploding and peaking in 1999 till digital downloads began in 2004 up to the peak of the ringtones and ringback tones era in 2007, the music industry began a transformation from analog to digital, a change that has precipitated the formations of music as a product into music as an entertainment services. In 1997, Malaysia faced the economic downturns, where the initiative taken for recovery is through innovations. At the same time, along that period, the record sales in the Malaysian music industry is also facing a decline starting in 1994 due to physical piracy and then fight against the piracy in between 2000 to 2004 due to the advance of peer-to-peer file sharing. The government has taken into action to promote recovery and quality growth during this hard time through innovations in order to stabilize the whole industrial economy, including the music industry. It is a shift to an economy that is innovation-led through digitizations. The record companies then are now working with a range of business partners like telecommunication and media to harness the latest technology developments to bring music to consumers. They have also looked ahead to see how innovations can shape the marketing, promotions, and distributions of music. So due to this landscape of the music industry has historically been full of changes brought by this new innovative technology development, the way consumers consume and discover music seems to change along with the rise of this new digital technology, and of course there are staggered transformations in record businesses as well. Music consumption seems to shift away from the traditional physical recording consumptions, and record businesses have to deal with the constant turbulence. Since then, the file sharing, downloading, and latest the streaming has become a new platform of music consumption nowadays. In 2014, digital music saw the continuations of the steady shift from music models based on ownership towards those based on access. At the same time, consumer behavior is moving towards instant, real-time, anytime, anywhere access facilitated by the integrations of services across the different platforms and cloud storage. These features all combine to create a culture of immediacy and instant access on the move for consumers. Recorded music is a driver of economic activity in the Malaysian music scene, both in the broader music industry and in the wider digital economy. Due to this, the roles of the traditional music retailers and the record companies are unstable and need to be redefined. Business models in recording face constant challenge and unstable, with companies facing a constant battle to retain the paying support of customers. Therefore, the rationale of conducting this research is to expand the knowledge base in music industry studies and practice by developing a framework related to the research topic and to investigate how local record companies in Malaysia interpret and make sense of their experiences in music business practices and activities in the digital environment. Here on to the issue, problem statement and gaps. Digitization impact is the global phenomenon and current debated issues throughout the world that gives benefits and advantages to all music users. However, it brings disruptive effects to the recorded music business practices too, in which lack of intellectual property and legal enforcement results in uncontrolled of illegal free music downloading, the digital piracy that obviously caused the declining of music sales. Many studies and literature pertaining the current effects and impact of digitizations in recording industry has been conducted and written for other countries like the Europeans and also the Western countries. However, little work and lack of studies has been carried out to observe on the Malaysian music economy, especially how the practices of the local record companies' businesses have been impacted very much by digitizations, particularly from the industry practitioners' perspectives and experience itself in Malaysia. As there has been scant academic research focused on the impact of digitizations in Malaysian music industry, it is important to study on how digitization might impact on music consumption practices and the way consumers are gaining access to music recordings in the digital era. So this is going to be the aim of the research. These are the three objectives of the research, supported by these three research questions. Informations, apart from the secondary data, a qualitative research has also been conducted to generate primary research data. The data has been collected through the semi-structured interview from 10 participants among the selected local record companies and 2 participants from the non-government organizations which play an important role as the key players in developing the Malaysian music industry, which is the RIM, the Recording Associations of Malaysia, and One Stop Music Berhad, the OSM. All locations are taken place in Klang Valley, Malaysia, and all data from the interviewed will be recorded, transcribed, and analyzed to form the findings. As for results and discussions, a thematic analysis has been generated to present the themes in a cohesive manner. Based on my interview with the Malaysian music industry practitioners, the findings for this research has shown that record companies and labels in Malaysia were in control of their market. The digital platform is helping the growth of Malay indie bands to market themselves. The most marked change would be that sales of physical recorded music has become negligible and has led to many disputes in the music industry, especially the record companies. Digitization is a drawback where it is an abuse of a system and abuse of the privileges. Music industry needs to work with technologies, to work with disruptive, do not resist changes, and be able to adapt and grow and start improvise how we work with the situation to get better in our own way. And also, some of the record companies in Malaysia still can carry on through more or less doing the same thing because they have their own target market and fans who still requires physical records of certain genres with other companies that can't. Alongside of this, new business in making a recording available and accessible, which is the new platform like Spotify, iTunes, DG Music, KKBox, Jokes has been developed. More artists is discarding the idea of recording an album instead of producing singles. The record labels are getting smaller. They are trying to adapt to the internet and digital and now experiencing smaller profit margin. The rise of digitizations gave them freedom and opportunity to artists gaining prominence from their own social media uploads. Traditional music business models are disrupted and the new model for music business for the next generation music company will be the management label. Difference with music distributions in which the previous ownership model is now taken by the access model through music subscription services. Digitizations not be all negative, perhaps only seems to from the perspective of those who benefited most from the previous dominant business model. The recording is now seen only as a promotional expense for record labels to make money from other activities. And from the perspective of Islamic music genre record labels, digitizations help push the music up the charts in Islamic economy system, where a new online marketplace known as Islamic Tunes, founded in 2015, is trying to go viral and tap into the significant demand for spiritual music that has prompted a new wave of Islamic-oriented entertainment. As a conclusions, it is an evidence that the music industry in Malaysia has undergone rapid change over the past decade, and this is greatly attributed to advancements in technology such as the developments of the internet. It contributes to the economic strength, societal well-being, and effective governance of a nation. Digitization gives influence, impact, and change the way we listen to music and the way music is being purchased. Despite of this scenario happens across the globe, it is reasonable to say that digitization is not a uniform process, but is irregular as Malaysia experiences its difference and distinctively. It is projected that subscription-based streaming will continue to expand and artists will use these and social media to promote their music, enticing listeners to attend live shows and purchase merchandise. Also, the music streaming is expected to dominate the Malaysian music market in few years' time due to high projections of revenues and profits compared to downloads. There are also issues and challenges in the Malaysian music industry impeding growth. Nevertheless, there are also opportunities for the development of the Malaysian music industry and its markets because digitization has not just changed the way music is listened and distributed, but has also fundamentally reshaped the value-added network of the music business, which involves other associated industries in Malaysia. It is accessible and borderless, where it's opened new doors for creativity and innovative ideas through collaborations of international presence. I hope you enjoyed the presentations. Thank you very much for your time.